It's actually looking really good in camera. It's almost done. I think this will be so cute. I'm not really sure that this has enough contrast. Today I'm going to talk about my WIPs and WIPs in general. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca, I'm a knitter and a maker based in Northwest Spain. Before we move on to like a bit of WIPs that we've got in here, I just want to say something. This is not going to be one of those things where I'm going to expose myself as being ashamed or feeling guilty of all that I have. I literally have no guilt or shame when it comes to my works in progress. Some of them may have work and some of them, you know, were good for a person that no longer exists. But at the end of summer, want to kind of like refresh the basket because I'm kind of like sick of seeing the same ideas stuck in there. This will be the category of things that need time and sometimes I stop. This is the Stripe Me Happy blanket. Blankets take quite a lot of time and they're an investment. So to me, these are the kind of ideas that need to sit for a little bit longer and that you will pick every now and then. So again, I'm in no rush of producing. But it's been growing lately because I'm in that stage of needing something mindless every now and then. I am making a mess and I'm the most terrible person to show her things. It's modular knitting. And I'm doing it only with 3 colors, but the idea is that you can do it with like multiple colors. I just wanted to keep it a bit more consistent. It's actually looking really good in camera. And I decided that I'm going to gift this. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me, but I know that I'm definitely keeping that one. This could actually fall in the category of like a dead end. I got this yarn last year and it's from Knit Crate and I got it in Vinted and it's like a really beautiful, wow, that is glowing. It's a really beautiful orange and I think it has silk, no linen, cotton. Tried so many things with this for summer and then I realized it's not gonna happen. I tried some other top before I moved on to a muggy vest and then I tried to add ruffles and then I concluded, me? Look at me, I'm not a ruffle person, so it's almost done. If you're thinking in terms of productivity, you may be like, oh my God, finish it. But I'm thinking in terms of like, do I like it and do I enjoy it? And I'm like, no, I love the color, but like this thing here with these ruffles, I mean, I learned to do ruffles, so that's a good thing. And realizing that is not for me. And I think I only have this left, so no way that I can finish this. And my plan is to frog this. May become a crochet thing or may help me finish another project that I don't think I have enough yarn for. But dead end. But I learned something, which is I am not a ruffle person. So, oh, a really old project. This is actually an embroidery project. I am in a book club called Litulla Bookclub. I'll insert a user handle and all of that. I used to sell merchandise in her website and one of them had the tag unreliable narrator. So I asked her if it would be okay for me to embroider a tote bag that I already had. And this has been sitting with me for a year and I've not finished it. So this is, yeah, my unreliable narrator that I'm embroidering. I've been so lazy with this. It's because it's not changing. It's a bit more tedious to do kind of like all the filling. This takes quite a lot of time, but I really want it. And I think it's a Uniqlo tote bag that I bought ages ago. So it was like, this project maybe cost €5. And I think I really need to finish it. I want this summer to be the summer that I want to learn to crochet. And I decided that I could use my 5mm needles and yarn that I never know what to do with, but I keep on like hoarding to do a blanket. So when winter comes, I've got something cute. This is a crochet blanket made of scraps and clearly not weaved in. It's very, very long, like I was very ambitious. And my aim with this was just to learn to crochet, yes, obviously, but to learn like one stitch and to just practice my hand getting used of doing that movement all the time. So sometimes I pick the other blanket, sometimes I pick this one. This one is definitely for me. I am doing a shit job at weaving ends, but like it's for my king size. It's so big, but I quite like the colors and how I've used them so far. My only problem is that I did the chain in 4mm needles, but then I did the rest of the blanket in 5. That was not a smart move. I'm hoping this is still okay for what it is, but you gotta trust me that it's gonna be nice. Like I'm trusting the process. And it's just a chaotic it's just a chaotic whip that I like to have, so I don't have to be too tidy. I'm like, yeah, let's just go for it without having to think too much about it. Let's start with frogging a lento. I'm gonna frog this. I still have a love for lento. I've knitted in total 4 times that sweater. Don't know what that is doing there. Sometimes I stuck random yarn in a basket that has other WIP. And I wanted to do a faded lento because I've seen, I think it was other loops doing a faded sweater, and I've got quite a lot of like random bits of blues, like, and I wanted it to fade into beige. And my main yarn is this Portuguese yarn from a shop in Portugal. I can't remember, I think it's Oveja Negra, and this is Victoria probably. And I started it and it was looking pretty good, but it's not fading, it's like more like I made a solid stripe there and I didn't like it. I know I need to frog this because it's gonna be frogged, but because it's more air, I've been putting it off for a while. I think this will be so cute. But now I'm considering whether I want to do this or a Semper sweater. I think I don't have enough for the Semper sweater, but probably Lento Super Mega Modified. And this needs to go into the freezer and be gone. I recently started like self-drafting, and I started like self-drafting a vest. My problem is that now it's going to be too hot. Lost steam on this one, so I'm happy that it has started. I still want to do it, but with this I just need a bit more of time because I don't want to keep on knitting on the Slipover and then change my mind and maybe want to add some detail. I know that it's going to have a split hem, and I know I don't want to do the Amy Slipover, but it's going to have that vibe. I'm just like not 100% sold on the idea that I had so far, so I'm gonna let it simmer for a little bit. This is yarn that I've already frogged. My mom is a person that likes very simple knits, so I may do a Semper with this because the pattern by the Knit Book Girl has been reviewed, and I think I have enough yarn. Definitely I would love to do a first. I think my mom is more of a Semper sweater kind of person, and a simple raglan will do. So this is not a work in progress. This basket also has like yarn ready for other projects. I've got in here what remains of the saddle shoulder fiasco. I tried to make the Nuku Nuku sweater. I think I was a bit off gauge, but also it was ginormous, and I stopped knitting on it and I frogged the entire thing, and I said that I was gonna do my own saddle shoulder. Hence, using the top-down sweaters, I started doing the saddles. But now again, it's 23 degrees today. This is really thick. Do I want to do this right now? No. Do I want to do a saddle shoulder sweater with this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want a sweater. I'm not sure if this yarn will be good for like a big chunky intarsia project because I really like it. So I'm kind of like, I'm gonna let it simmer for a while. I recently bought this yarn because Susie, who also has a YouTube channel here, Caffeinated Granny, convinced me to buy this Coton Melange from Mondial, and she didn't like that they're very soft, and I kind of like bought this, and my idea was to make like some sort of granny square project. So this is something for summer. I have Drops Flora, Rosarios Formea, and some other colors in here. This is again Drops Flora. This is lanyard, and I think I was trying to put up together a palette for like the most insanely bright Artists Unite by Stephen Westshall, but then I thought, nah, I'm just doing it because I'm feeling influenced because I'm seeing a lot of people doing it, but I don't think I want to do it right now. So this is yarn that is going to go back to the cabinet. And last but not least, I've been making quite a lot of projects from the book Arctic Knits, and this, let's say you are my friend Joe, I would ask you right now to like stop looking, okay? Just no, stop it. One of them is a pair of mittens that I want to do for my friend Joe, but I'm having the doubt of the contrast. I feel like the pink will be very her, but I'm not really sure that this has enough contrast. And you know when you see colors and you identify them really clearly with someone, I'm like not sure about this. I'm not sure about this. So this is another one that is gonna simmer for a while. I'm gonna sit on it for a while and let it exist. So maybe I should round up what I have. I've got also the stick season sweater currently drying on the mat, but I still need to do the cuffs and the neck, and that's still unfinished. So in reality, I don't have that many works in progress. That's not bad. We have the mittens, and this is gonna be something I'm gonna sit on it. The embroidery project that actually I'm gonna work on it. The crochet and the knitted blanket that I am actively working on them, and I call actively as in at least once or twice a week I will pick them. And I think I'm a huge defender of having blankets or home things around the house, because sometimes the day is really long and you've been working your ass off and you just need something to calm your mind. That's the only way that I can do blankets. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I can't believe I only have 4 works in progress. Well, I only have 4 works in progress. I just remember now that I have a sock for my dad, but the active works in progress. And then I've got 4 things to frog, and of this actually, if I put together the mitten and the vest, I'm gonna let them simmer for a wee while. So really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 projects, and the rest is yarn that is gonna go back to the cabinet so it can hound me later in autumn. That's not bad. Not bad. This is just something that I do so that I can replace my old WIPs for new WIPs and give place to new ideas. I think sometimes with social media, making YouTube, knowing other knitters, it's so easy to fall for the comparison trap, for the guilt trap. Am I doing this for me? Am I doing it for the performance? And I sometimes think, if I wasn't posting on Instagram, if I wasn't posting online, would I still be happy with what I've done? Will I still be making this? And if the answer is no, that it's just not worth pursuing. I think it's so easy to fall for the productivity and the guilt trap, especially in the time of social media. And I know I'm not going to discover anything new to any of you, but sometimes I really try to take a distance and think, okay, why am I trying to be productive? Like, I literally don't try to be productive with reading or with drawing or with so many other things that I do for fun. So why am I trying to produce a finished project? If you think deeply about it, the process is always much more fun than a finished thing. When we watch any type of video where like a maker is showing us the process of making something and going from the idea to the end thing, most of us will say that we prefer the works in progress part of a knitting podcast to the finished object one. I kind of refuse to make of my WIPs a basket of shame or of guilt because I want to produce. Absolutely not. And if I catch myself doing that, I've got a couple of friends that will tell me off. I would like to know if you have any opinion on this whole thing of guilt trap, if you've ever felt guilt or shame for like having too many or too little works in progress, finish it on unfinishing things. I'll see you in the next video. I hope this was fun. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.